Introduction. My name is Cindy. I am 27 years old. I work as a project manager in a big company. I like my job very much. The office is busy every day. It is full of people walking fast and screens that shine bright. I like to build new things. I like the pressure of the work. At that time, I also liked a man named Danny. He was my boss. Danny was smart and tall. He was always confident. When he came into a room, everyone looked at him. When he spoke, people listened. He was a senior manager. People said he had big ideas. I did not know that many of those ideas were not his own. I was young. I wanted someone to see me. I wanted someone to say I was special. Danny did this for me. He made me feel important. One evening, most people left the office. Danny came to my desk. He said, "Cindy, you have great talent. You think fast. You see problems before they become big. You are rare." My heart beat very fast when he said these words. No one ever praised me like that before. We started working late together. He always brought coffee for me. He smiled at me. His smiles were warm. He listened to every idea I had. He made me feel like my ideas were the best in the world. When he looked at me, I felt important. Slowly, step by step, I started to fall in love with him. I tried to hide my feelings, but I think he knew. One night, he spoke quietly to me. "I trust you," he said. "I want to build a secret project with you, just us. We will make this together." His voice was low and sweet. I felt excited and happy. I believed every word he said. I thought we were true partners. I trusted him completely. I did not know that his plan was dangerous for me. I only saw the attention he gave me. His praise was like a light, and I walked toward it. I felt chosen. I felt like I finally found someone who saw my true potential. He said our work would change the company. He said we would be famous for our success. I believed that our success would be shared equally. I thought he respected my intelligence. I thought he respected me. He made me feel like we were a secret team ready to win the world. I gave him my loyalty. I gave him my trust. I gave him my heart. I said yes to his secret project. This decision was the beginning of everything that followed. 2. Our new project. The project Danny gave me was very big. It was about a new product idea that the company wanted to develop. Everyone talked about this new idea for many weeks. I was shocked when Danny said he wanted me to lead the first plan for it. He told me, "You will be the mind for this project. I will be the guide. If we work together, we can definitely win." His words gave me a lot of energy. I started to work harder than I ever did before. I stayed at the office very late every night. I woke up early in the morning to start again. I filled many pages with new ideas and strong plans. I tested every suggestion we discussed. Sometimes Danny did not understand a technical detail. I explained it to him clearly and simply. Sometimes he looked at me like I was very smart. I tried not to notice the other way he sometimes looked at me. Danny decided to call the plan our We project. He said, "This project is ours. It belongs only to us." I felt very proud when he said this. I felt needed and close to him. Maybe this was the real reason he used the word we. It made me feel safe, but I should have felt more careful. We spent many hours talking and planning late at night. Danny sat close to me at the desk. Sometimes our hands touched by accident when we reached for paper. I felt shy, and he smiled like he knew everything I was thinking. His charm was like a soft net around me. I walked into this net happily. I created the entire plan myself. I built all the slides for the presentation. I wrote all the important notes and details. I made all the financial numbers, the drawings, and the explanations for the product. Every single part of the project was my work, but I kept telling myself that the success would be ours. Danny made sure I believed that this was true. He often put his hand quickly on my shoulder. He would say, "Cindy, you are perfect for this job." When he said this, I felt like I was flying high above the ground. I truly believed that our success would be shared equally because we were a team. I thought that we were partners. I did not know that I was flying toward a very painful fall. 3. The big meeting. The day of the big presentation arrived quickly. I felt nervous, but I was also very excited. Danny looked very professional. He wore his best suit. He looked like a hero ready to win the battle. He took the small flash drive from my hand. It had all my months of work saved on it. "I will handle everything," he told me. "You do not need to worry about anything." I trusted him completely. Danny walked into the meeting room. It was full of important company leaders. He walked in like he owned the entire world. When he started talking, my heart beat fast. He used all my slides. He used all my words. He used all my examples and my ideas. He even used the small jokes I wrote to make the executives laugh. He spoke well and with great confidence. The company leaders loved the plan. They nodded their heads and smiled. They wrote notes about the project in their books. I waited for him to say my name. I waited for him to give me some credit. I waited for him to say just one short sentence about my hard work. I waited for a long time, but he did not. He never mentioned my name. He never said the word we. He spoke as if the entire plan was his idea only. Then the meeting ended. The chief executive officer stood up. He walked to Danny and shook his hand firmly. "Your vision is amazing," the CEO said. "You are a true leader for this company." Danny smiled. It was a big, perfect smile. He said, "Thank you. It was just a moment of inspiration for me." A moment of inspiration? It was not a single moment. It was many months of my late nights and early mornings. It was all my dedication and my hard work. He did not say one word about me. Danny looked across the room at me. He gave me a small, secret smile. He looked like he was saying, "This is our private secret." We both know the truth. For a small moment, I tried hard to believe him, but the feeling of excitement was completely gone. Something cold started to grow inside my stomach. It was heavy. It felt very wrong. I watched him talk easily with the leaders. He was receiving all the praise. He was receiving all the credit. I felt confused. I felt very hurt. I wanted to feel proud of our success, but I only felt invisible. This was not the success we planned together. This was his success alone, built entirely on my ideas. 4. His excuses. After the big meeting, I felt very bad. I needed to talk to Danny about the presentation. I waited until the office was quiet. I went to his office. My hands were cold and I felt nervous. I looked at him and asked, "Danny, why did you not say my name in the meeting?" My voice was quiet. It felt hard to speak. I felt confused and very hurt because of his silence. Danny smiled slowly. He did not look worried or ashamed. He came close to me. He touched my arm lightly. "Cindy, you are being silly," he said. "This is the business game. It is not personal. We are a team. My success is truly your success. You must trust me." He spoke more to explain his actions. "I must protect you," he said. "This company is not kind to new people. If I give you credit now, people will attack you. They will try to take your work. Let me be the face for now. You are the brain. This is how we keep our secret power safe." His voice was warm, almost sweet. His touch felt kind. I wanted to believe him completely. I loved him too much. I trusted him too much. I wanted him to be right about the business game, so I nodded my head slowly. I chose to forget the small, cold feeling that grew in my stomach. I chose to believe his excuses. Days became weeks. Danny kept taking my ideas. Every new project, every small suggestion, he used it. He presented it as his own work to the leaders. People praised him loudly. He was the star of the office. I stayed in the shadow, doing the real work. If I asked him again about the credit, he always said the same things. "This is for us, Cindy. Do not be emotional. This is how we win together." I started to feel very tired. I was doing all the hard work, but I received no praise. I felt confused and sad. My love for Danny was still strong, but it started to mix with pain. The pain grew every time he took my idea and smiled when the room clapped for him. I knew something was wrong, but my feelings kept me quiet. I hoped he would change. I hoped he would finally say my name, but he never did. I worked late every night, writing plans and checking numbers. I gave the flash drive to Danny, and he walked away with my work. He never thanked me for the hours I spent. I was trapped between my feelings for him and the truth of his actions. My heart kept pulling me back to his perfect smile and his empty promises. 5. A painful love. My love for Danny was not light anymore. It felt heavy and difficult. Slowly, it started to feel painful. I still had feelings for him when he smiled, but those feelings were now mixed with something dark and worrying. I looked at him and asked myself hard questions every day. Did he truly care about me as a person? Did he ever respect my hard work? Or was I only a tool for him? I wondered if I was just a way for him to climb higher in the company. Danny's actions started to change greatly. He became more demanding of my time and my loyalty. He was often cold to me, especially when we were alone. He said things that hurt my feelings, telling me I should be grateful. He said, "You have a great chance to learn from a senior manager like me." He also told me, "Do not make drama about this. This is how the business world works." His voice was always changing. One moment, he could sound sweet and caring, talking about our future success. The next moment, his voice was sharp and critical. I never knew which Danny I would meet when I walked into the office. This unpredictability made me tired and nervous all the time. He played confusing games with my emotions. Sometimes he held my hand quickly when no one watched. Other times, he completely ignored me in meetings. He told me I was brilliant one morning. Then, that same afternoon, he said I was too emotional and weak to lead a project. I felt controlled by him, like a puppet on strings. I felt like a small candle that was burning too fast from both ends. I was melting quickly under the pressure of his inconsistency. I was losing my natural light and joy. At work, I noticed how people looked at me. Their eyes were strange. Some colleagues saw my talent, but many others saw Danny's strong control over me. I heard quiet whispers when people thought I could not hear them. They talked about his behavior and my silence. Every single whisper felt like a small knife hurting my heart. The pain was constant. One night, I could not stop crying on my way back to my apartment. I saw the truth very clearly in that moment. I was losing myself completely in this painful relationship. I was losing my energy, my happiness, and my future plans. The man I loved was the one slowly taking everything good away from me. I felt very sad and empty. I knew then that this painful love had to end. Something major needed to change quickly. I could not let him destroy me anymore. 6. My secret plan. The company announced a new project. This project was very big. The person who won would get a promotion, a big bonus, and more power. Everyone wanted this chance. It was the most important chance of the year. Danny came to my desk. He smiled and said, "We will win again, Cindy. You must help me." The way he asked me to help made something snap inside me. I felt a strong fire start inside my chest. It was not love. It was not fear. It was something stronger. I gave him a slow, calm smile. I said yes. But this time, my yes meant something secret. I made a plan. This plan was for me. It was a plan to protect myself and to rise up in the company. Danny asked me for ideas for the project. I decided to give him 2 plans. I made a weak plan for him. This plan looked strong on the surface. It had nice drawings and big numbers, but the core strategy was not strong. It was missing important parts. If someone asked difficult questions, the plan would break easily. Danny only saw the surface. He trusted me too much. Maybe he believed he had full control over me. I kept my real ideas private. I wrote them in a secret file. This was the strong plan. My motivation was clear. I wanted my success to be mine. I wanted the company leaders to see my true talent, not just his performance. I also started to gather proof. I saved every email, every note, and every draft of my work. I kept all the dates and printed some pages. I stored everything carefully. I built a wall of proof around my work. I knew I had to be careful. If Danny found my real plan, everything would fail. I also talked quietly with some people in the office. They were colleagues who saw what Danny was doing. They respected my work. They promised to support me when the time was right. They told me they would stand by me. For the first time in a long time, I felt strong. I was ready to fight. 7. The truth comes out. The final presentation day arrived. Danny felt very confident, almost too proud. He wore a perfect suit. He walked into the big meeting room like a king. He believed he would win again easily. He thought he still had full control over me. He started his presentation. He spoke loudly, explaining the weak plan I gave him. For a few minutes, everything looked perfect and smooth. Then the company leaders started talking. They asked deep questions. These were hard questions about the future of the project. They wanted to know the small details. They asked about important sections that were missing from his plan. Danny did not know the answers. He tried to act very calm, but his voice started to shake badly. Sweat appeared quickly on his forehead. The room became extremely quiet. Everyone saw that Danny was struggling. One leader, who knew my secret plan, asked a very sharp question. This question showed the biggest mistake in Danny's presentation. Danny looked completely lost. He stood silent for many seconds. He looked around the room, hoping for help, but there was none. His great confidence broke in front of everyone. Then I stood up from my seat. My heart was beating fast in my chest, but my voice was steady and calm. I spoke clearly. I said, "I need to explain the full plan and the correct details." All the leaders turned to look at me. Danny turned around slowly. His face showed 3 things at once: shock, deep fear, and strong anger. I connected my computer quickly to the main screen. I showed my strong, complete plan. I explained every step, every number, and every possible risk. I had all the necessary answers. I also showed all my proof. I showed my private notes and many saved emails. I showed the first drafts of the project ideas. I showed the true timeline of the work. I proved that the entire project was mine. I told the story of my hard work using clear, true words. The leaders listened without speaking. Their eyes were wide open. They asked me many questions, and I answered them all with great confidence. For the very first time, I was the center of the room. I was not a ghost hiding behind Danny. I was not a simple tool. I was a skilled leader. The room finally saw my real talent. 8. My new future. After the important meeting, everything changed very fast. The truth about Danny and me moved through the office like a quick wind. People spoke quietly about Danny's behavior and my detailed work. The executives were very impressed. They saw my talent, my courage, and my honesty. They told me this when they called me to their big office. They said I was ready for more responsibility. They offered me the big promotion. This moment felt like a new road beginning for me, a road that was bright and warm. I accepted the job immediately. Danny's situation was the opposite. He fell from his high position. He tried to say that my proof was false. He tried to deny what happened, but the evidence was too strong. He lost the respect of the company leaders. He lost their trust. He lost his power. His image, which was once perfect, was now broken like thin glass on the floor. People stopped looking at him when he walked into the room. He found me one last time. His voice was low and weak, very different from the loud voice I knew before. He looked at me with anger and hurt. He said, "You hurt me. You ruined my life." I did not feel fear or love anymore. I only felt calm strength. I looked at him and spoke clearly. I said, "No, Danny, you betrayed me first. You used my feelings and my hard work for your own gain." I did not wait for his answer. I turned and walked away. This final step felt like a heavy weight left my shoulders. I felt pain for the time I lost, but I felt much more freedom. I also felt a deep, quiet pride. I learned a very hard lesson about ambition and love. Most importantly, I learned that I must protect myself. I learned that my self-respect is more valuable than any job or any relationship. Now, I sit in my new, larger office. I look at the city through the window. I have my new title and a team that respects me. I know that I control my life now. My future is not something a man can take or give to me. My success is mine because I worked for it. My story belongs only to me. I am ready to build my new future, a future where I am the leader of my own life. I will never let anyone use me again.